Hello folks, so here we are, another month. Here to speak about the month of July. If you prefer to read about it, have a look at my website. You can also subscribe there. Yeah, let's get into this. So, what is happening in July? July will feel easier than the past few months. In fact, all of the planets are in dignified positions now, with the exception of one event taking place that may bring some chaos and, shake things up a little bit. That's that Rahu-Mars conjunction. In fact, the entire month will build up to this conjunction that goes exact on the last day of July and into the first 2 days of August. The first event of the month is Mercury's movement, as usual. Mercury moves into its own sign of Gemini on July the 2nd and will stay until July the 16th. This is a short stay in its own sign. But here Mercury is powerfully placed, so we can reestablish connections, organize our business and finances, and prepare for any learning activities. In fact, it's a good time to do that. Learning a new skill or any kind of education. It's a good time to catch up on errands also. Any lingering tasks, good time to do that. Check to see where Gemini falls in your chart to see in which areas you can forge ahead now. From July 16th to July 31st, Mercury is in Cancer. Again, a very quick journey, though here it receives the aspects of both Saturn and Jupiter. This makes Cancer highly charged to give results now. You can see yourself managing a lot of home affairs at this time. Domestic life could be busy. You may also have to entertain relatives or unexpected guests coming by, for example. It'll be a busy month for socializing in general. Then on July the 12th, Saturn returns to Capricorn until January 17th, 2023. So we may feel some scarcity, especially in the areas that are represented by Capricorn. It's a time to reassess how we meet our basic needs, especially related to domestic life and relationships. And governments will again start to assert their power. In fact, there could be, at this time, there could be a lot of financial corrections taking place. I made a separate video on this and I'm going to upload that. The following evening on July the 13th, we have the full moon in Sagittarius in the nakshatra of Uttarashad. This is a good time for travel, socializing, catching up with friends. Connections of all sorts could be fulfilling because we have Mercury and Venus in Gemini aspecting this full moon. With Rahu's aspect on the full moon in Sagittarius, which is of course a mutable sign, we can look forward to life speeding up. Uttarashad, where the full moon is taking place, can help you go deeper into a matter. You can uncover some truths now. This is especially the case with Rahu's aspect from Bharani. See where Sagittarius falls in your chart to get a hint in what area of life you will be impacted now. This moon is also getting, it's making a trine to Uranus. So expect some kind of, maybe some upbeat surprises. Right, especially to the aspect of Mercury and Venus here. Earlier on the same day, July 13th, Venus had moved into Gemini. Venus in Gemini encourages making connections, social pursuits, just small talk, chit chat, making new friends, getting out of your routine can also be good now. So Venus stays in Gemini until August the 7th. Then we have the monthly transit of the Sun into Cancer. Sun will be in Cancer from July 16th till August the 17th. This can be a sobering transit for the Sun because it's getting Saturn's direct aspect here, but it's also getting Jupiter's aspect to balance the situation. Yeah. Sun and Jupiter have a compatible relationship as both planets are inspiring and encourage us to connect with that spark within us, our soul purpose. So with both Jupiter and Saturn aspecting the Sun, this can be a time when you will be pondering your life path. And it's an excellent time to set new goals. It's also a good time to connect with others, especially your family. They may be able to provide some good advice. It's a good transit for Cancer and Leos. In the evening hours of July the 28th, we have a new moon in Cancer in the nakshatra of Pushya. This new moon gets the aspect of a strong Saturn and a very strong Jupiter. Again, this is impacting Cancer and will be an important moon cycle for all the water signs. It's in Pushya and the moon will be in its own sign of Cancer, with Mercury receiving a direct gaze of Saturn at this time. With Mercury and Saturn in exact opposition, this could be a time for serious contemplation. You'll be directly impacted if you have planets in that angle, that Cancer Capricorn angle, and see where Cancer or Capricorn fall in your chart. The issue that you are dealing with could be something that is pending, in fact, from January of this year, when we had a full moon in the same axis with Saturn's direct aspect then as well. Very shortly after this new moon, when the moon starts to wax, Jupiter turns retrograde in its own sign of Pisces, where it is now being aspected by Saturn. Jupiter moving retrograde means a time to slow down with matters connected to whatever Pisces is in your chart. Also a great time to reflect on these matters, so going back and doing some revisions. The days before and after a retrograde cycle are the most intense, and so easy to harness this reflective, this receptive energy at that time. This is especially the case as on the same day we have a new moon in Cancer. Yeah. I made a separate video on this retrograde I will upload. Yeah. Now, Mars, what's happening there? Mars is having an interesting transit. Mars started its transit in Aries on June the 27th. Will stay there till August the 11th. Mars is confident and assured in Aries. It's its own sign. So it can be a time to take some bold initiatives, to start something new, take steps toward meeting your goals. It's an especially good transit for all the fire signs, including Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Late on the 31st of July, we see Mars and Rahu conjunction becoming exact. July 31st, August the 1st and 2nd. Those 2-3 days, yeah. Now, the formation of a conjunction between Rahu and Mars is also it's known as the Angark Yoga. Angark is simply another name for Mars. The direct translation of Angark is born from the limb of Shiva, or born from fire. This conjunction does have the potential to bring out that destructive energy, similar to that Rudra, form of Shiva. But it's happening in parity, so I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to speak a little bit about this yoga. I've actually spoken in detail about it last time we had the Mars Rahu conjunction here, about a year and a half back. March. I think it was March of 2021. The word Angar is fire, which is Mars. And Rahu, the shadow. Rahu can be taken to be the oil that fuels that fire. The English word anger, in fact, comes from this word, which is in essence fire that has gone out of control. Though in and of itself, fire, of course, is not negative. In fact, it's necessary for not only for survival, but to open up the channels of spiritual awareness. So this conjunction can give you the energy and ability to tirelessly pursue that which you desire. And see where Aries falls in your chart. It also gives you formidable fighting capacity, but it needs to be used in a strategic way. To use this conjunction effectively, you have to be more mindful of Rahu's position. Because the temptation to act, charge ahead, and conquer is very strong with Mars, especially in Aries. But rather, if you form an intent, then do nothing, and then act, the results can be formidable. When you do nothing, you're still mindful of your goal, and you can still resonate with that Mars vibration in Aries. In Aries, it's at its top peak. But if you go with that Mars impulse and ignore Rahu, then the results can be unpredictable, as they often are with Rahu. And at times even self-destructive. Because of that Rudra energy, this is the impulse to destroy, which sometimes is necessary, though you have to ask yourself what you're destroying, right? But if you use it with strategy, you can positively harness that Mars energy, that Mars vibration, especially in Aries. And in that way, achieve your goals. In Aries, it can mean making plans, perhaps self-orientated goals for self-improvement, maybe. There's an emphasis on fulfillment of goals. Yeah. So it's a good time for that. And this is Mars will stay there till August the 10th. Yeah. So overall, the month starts off quite light and ends with a bang. If you have personal planets in that Aries Libra axis or Cancer Capricorn axis, then you will feel this directly. Otherwise, it's quite a low-key month. Yeah. All the best, folks. Cheers.